Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and welcome back to another deck profile video. And today we're going to be taking a look at another deck that plays very well in an outside nationals tournament, outside my country anyway. But today we're going to be taking a look at a very sweet water toolbox deck that got top 8 at the Italy Nationals, I believe. And this is actually a really sweet list, and I like it. Just because a lot of cards in it make sense, and a lot of them are just very good for a lot of different matchups. So we're going to go ahead and get right into this. We're going to start with Seismitoad and work our way over here. So first off, we're going to take a look at the card that everybody just absolutely loves to go against and just wants to hug your opponent and tell them that they're such an amazing person for playing. And yeah, it's this thing. Yeah. But anyway, Seismitoad EX has 2 attacks. One of them is the annoying one, and the other one is just kind of eh. But it has Quaking Punch for 30, and then your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. And this just shuts down a lot of stuff like Battle Compressor, Trainer's Mail, VS Seeker, and the list goes on. And this really just slows down a lot of decks and just kind of makes it to where they play at like a lot slower rate and can't pull off those big explosive turns because they can't sit there and like chain a bunch of trainers and stuff. But Grenade Hammer is actually a good attack just because of the fact that it just hits for 130 damage. That's pretty much why. Because when you think about it, you pull off 2 Quaking Punches and you actually get into a comfortable position where you can do Grenade Hammer. You can do the 130. Of course, you will be doing 30 to 2 of your bench Pokemon, but you do have some one-prize attackers in here that can't be attacked by certain stuff. Actually, only have one, and then you have Glaceon. But I mean, really, the 30-30 doesn't really matter that much. But also, it's just really cool because it also sets up Articuno's attack, and you, of course, can take a bunch of prizes with Articuno. So, yeah, Seismitoad just serves a lot of purposes, with the Quaking Punch and just softening up Pokemon with Grenade Hammer. And pretty much, you only play Water Energy in this deck, so if you do have Quaking Punch, you're able to do that, then chances are you just need one more energy. So next up, we're going to take a look at Regice. Now, when Regice first came out, it was a very scary card because a lot of players were like, crap, if I go against Regice, then I better hope to God I have a Lysander or I have something ready to go. And that's just because of the Resistance Blizzard attack. So during your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon by Pokemon EX. So pretty much if you pull off Resistance Blizzard and they don't have an EX, or excuse me, they don't have a Lysander, then yeah, they better hope they have something that isn't an EX because they're going to be in some trouble. So when you think about a lot of the really popular cards like Evital EX, Manectric EX, Zygarde EX, I'm just going to start throwing out random crap. Pretty much a bunch of EXs. They won't be able to do anything to you, and that's just Regice just becomes a huge wall. And there is 2 in this deck, so if you get one out and you get the other one out and start attacking, most of the time you're going to be going against matches where they might have an answer for 1 Regice, but they probably won't for 2. Plus, with the fact that you only play Water Energy in this deck, they can't really zero sick off a DCE or something like that, and it's just really annoying. And of course, Ice Beam is also a very handy attack. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Because if you hit them with ice, they become paralyzed because, frozen isn't a thing in the TCG for some reason. But, yeah, Regice just serves that purpose of, blocking EX Pokemon. Next up, we're going to take a look at Manaphy EX. Pretty much this is just in here, kind of like with Darkrai and Dark decks. You just have that free mobility to retreat around and everything. Each of your Pokemon that has any water energy attached to it has no retreat cost. Manaphy is a card that's been splashed into a couple decks. Actually, one of them that come to mind is I saw it in Mega Rayquaza a little bit. That was kind of before the Jolteon variant got really big. But pretty much Aqua Tube is just an amazing ability because if you take a look at it, of course, Seismitoad has 3 retreat cost, Regice has 3 retreat cost, Glaceon has 2, Articuno has 2, and then you can actually throw in a Hoopa. So, I mean, pretty much you just get free retreat with everything. So, Manaphy EX is definitely a very good card. Ooh. But next up, we're going to take a look at Glaceon EX, one of the newer cards in this deck. Because it's just it's an annoying card, and it kind of is like the opposite of Regice. And so we're going to take a look at the second bite attack first, the one you probably won't be trying to pull off too much. And this attack does, excuse me, goodness gracious. It does 20 plus damage, and then this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So let's say you do a couple Quaking Punch. Then you can kind of bring up and just do a lot of damage with Glaceon. So pretty much if you knock the crap out of a Pokemon, then you can just kind of set up Glaceon and just absolutely wreck. But the attack you're going to want to be doing most of the time in specific matchups is going to be the Crystal Ray attack. It has a base of 70, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from evolution Pokemon. I actually said that without messing up. I'm kind of proud of myself. But anyway, so a lot of cards that I've been seeing recently that have been placing, more so Vespiquen than anything, really can't do anything against Glaceon. So if you get the Crystal Ray attack off, cards like Zoroark, cards like Vespiquen, Raichu, there's just different ones that come to mind. They can attack Glaceon, and you know Jolteon does handle the basic Pokemon, so Glaceon's going to be the one to handle evolution Pokemon. So if you're able to pull off this attack and they don't really have an answer for it, you pretty much win. And kind of going back to the Regice thing, they don't really have a way to zero stick off a DCE because you're only playing water energy, and it's very easy for this deck to get all that set up. So let's kind of look at it already. We have a card that can handle trainer cards, and we have something that can hit kind of harder. And then we have a card that handles EX Pokemon, and now we have a Pokemon that handles evolution Pokemon. So for the most part, you're having a lot of really good answers to a lot of different things, and it's just good. I mean, it's just really good. So next up, we're going to take a look at a very interesting card that came out not too long ago, but it does feel like forever, and it's going to be Articuno. So Articuno has the plus trait: if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of this Pokemon, take one more prize card. So if you take a look down here at Tri-Edge, which is the only card that has, or the only attack, excuse me, that has damage on it, you can use Chilling Side. They puts them to sleep, but for the most part, with these cards is, you know, Crystal Ray does 30, or not 30, 70, and Regice does 70, and of course Grenade Hammer, like I was talking about earlier, does 130 and softens up Pokemon. So if you're able to damage a big EX a little bit here, or even just an evolution Pokemon in general, then you can go right here and use this Tri-Edge attack, and you flip 3 coins. This attack does 40 more damage for each heads. I keep screwing up, I'm so sorry. But pretty much if you hit a bunch of heads, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, and then if you knock out an EX, you're going to be taking 3 prize cards. But even if you don't if you knock out, like, I don't know, a Combi, let's just say a Combi, you're going to be taking 2 prizes, and that's just absolutely ridiculous. So if you're able to get some knockouts with Articuno, it's really going to shift the game into your favor and just kind of make things a little easier for you. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much all the attackers of the deck so far, and it's going to annoy me for the rest of the thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the just attackers of this deck. Now we're going to kind of get into the support Pokemon. So we play 1 Hoopa EX, has the ability Scoundrel Ring. Pretty much when you play Hoopa down, you can grab 3 Pokemon EX from your deck and put them in your hand. So this allows you to grab Glaceon, Manphy, and Seismitoad. And then we're going to play 2 Shaman EX, really just in here for consistency reasons, being able to use setup and draw, you know, some extra cards. It's just pretty handy. So yeah, that's going to round out the Pokemon there. Pretty sweet just how many answers to, you know, different matchups you have. It's just kind of insane. I feel like this is just very clutch with all the Vespiquen decks that have been popping up here recently. So that's kind of insane. So now we're going to take a look at these supporter cards. Of course, we have the 3 Professor Sycamore. We have the 1 N, which is good in different situations. 2 Lysander. This actually really benefits Articuno, or just kind of benefits, like, you know, you bringing up something that they can potentially get around or something like that. Let's say you're kind of leading with Regice, and, you know, they play something down that can evolve or something like that. Then you could just Lysander up maybe the basic or something and just knock it out and get it out of the way. Make it a little more difficult. And the same thing with Glaceon, I guess. Just really Lysander's in here to pull up those key cards you just didn't want to get off the field. 1 Judge is just in here for disruption, Judge and N. I like that combination because a lot of times N is going to help your opponent, and Judge is just kind of an annoying way to pick on your opponent. And I think we have 1 more supporter, and that is going to be AZ. AZ is in here just to pick up stuff. Like a Shaman if you don't want it on the bench, a Hoopa, or if like something gets stuck active, if like let's say you don't have Manaphy or something like that, you can just AZ it up and get it off the field. And then we're going to round it out with 4 via Seeker. Alright, so I'm trying to think here, what would be the good way to... I'm going to cover these 2 first. So, we do play 4 copy of Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Well, every single Pokemon we have in this deck is a basic, and we play 12 water energy, so we have a pretty good shot of hitting a basic energy. And then when you pair that up with this card here, Energy Switch, It pretty much means that it's okay that you don't have to have the card you're wanting to attack with that turn like on your bench, because then you could just energy switch it over. Or if you're kind of setting up a different attacker, or you might have an energy sitting on something, you want it somewhere else. Energy switch is just opening up a lot of plays and just really helping you out throughout the matchup. Plus I had to pick that little water energy one right there, kind of seemed to match the deck here. So yeah, energy switch just opens up a lot of really explosive plays with this deck and just kind of helps out. And a card that I have, you know, I think this is funny. This is in here because this is like the ultimate pun intended card. Super Rod is in here to allow you to shuffle the cards back into your deck that might help out in a specific matchup. Like let's say they finally tank down your Glaceon. Well, you can just Super Rod it back in, grab a couple water energy, and if you haven't used all your max elixirs yet and all your energy switches or something like that, so you're like holding them because you don't really need to play them throughout your match, well, you can just Super Rod back in, get Glaceon set back up, and start going back to work. Same thing with Regice. 4 Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail's in here just to grab all your cards like your max elixir, your supporter, your energy switch, etc. And then we play 4 Ultra Ball, just in here to grab like Hoopa and start setting up big explosive plays. Shaman, the same thing. Lower your hand size down, you can draw some more cards. And then, oh yeah, I forgot to cover Zero Sick. We do run Zero Sick in here. This is just a good way to have answers for different stuff like Spirit Links, Fighting Fury Bell, Special Energy, and just etc. Also, if you know your opponent headringers you can Zero Sick it off. And we do play 3 Fighting Fury Belt. This is just going to make some of your cards a little more bulkier. It'll give Seismitoad 220 HP. It'll give this one 160 HP. It'll give Manaphy 160 HP. It'll give Glaceon 210 HP. It'll give Articuno 160 HP. And I don't know why you would put those on those. But yeah, it just allows you to hit a little harder. So Resistance Blizzard would hit for 80 damage. And then Crystal Ray would hit for 80 damage. And so also Quaking Punch would hit a little harder. And one of the funny things would be putting it on here too, just to ensure that you do some extra damage and try to knock out stuff and take those extra prizes. Yeah, Fighting Fury Belt, definitely a very popular card that is kind of outshining Muscle Band in a lot of different decks. And then we're going to round out the trainers here with 4 Rough Seas, the obvious stadium of choice, just allowing your cards to be a little more tankier. And because I mean, really, when you think about it, if you have like 200 plus HP Pokemon that's healing 30 every turn, and a lot of cards can't attack it, eventually it's going to kind of start leading up into a really hard matchup. And if you don't have all the answers for the right cards or something like that, then you're just going to kind of run out and just lose the matchup. So Rough Seas is definitely a very good card in here. Plus also if you Grenade Hammer, you can Rough Seas it off for the next turn. So really it's like you're just doing 130 with no like nothing else. Like there's no catch or anything to it. It's just 130 solid. And then of course we are going to round it off with the 12 Water Energy. So I will not lie, I messed up a lot in this video. And I tend to do that here, especially when I've been recording for a long time. I've been recording a lot of stuff for E3, and so my voice is pretty tired. But if you guys enjoyed the video, man, make sure to like it and subscribe for some more content if you have not done that already. And I have done a lot of other decks so far. I think I've done like 2 or 3 that have been national winning decks or placing decks or whatever I'm trying to say. I'm extremely tired and I'm sick of recording, so this is the last video of the day for me, and I'm so excited. But you guys are amazing. Make sure to go check out those videos. Take care, and this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. You are all absolutely freaking awesome. Take care.